Wait for it.
Ah.
Live. Ooh, Ari's already dancing from from the COVID-19 party bus. I didn't realize we were on that bus.
I just turned around and left that bus.
It's a Sweet 16 version of March Sadness featuring a Business Pants Friday, joined as always by Emmy, Lurky, Koshi, Ari, Daddy, Queenie, and Maddie Mossy Cardi. I'm the guy whose ESG resume includes I don't care about Shrek. I've never seen Frozen, and my Pumas have never set foot on a human Disney property. That's it.
Ah, false.
You tell what kind of mood I'm in today.
You've been to
What?
Disney World.
I know I haven't.
I can see it in your eyes that you want to go.
No, I've never. I've done a lot of shameful things. I've been on a cruise before, but I've never been to Disney.
Wow.
I don't. I
Nor
think
will
that
I.
was worse. Everything you just said was worse. You literally
was
just became
free.
worse.
Emma, talk, 'cause I want to see how much your delay is. Hi, Emma.
Hi,
Oh
David.
boy. Okay.
There we go. 60 minutes later. Emma's with us.
Why?
Maybe I should. Maybe I'll be the. Maybe I will be in charge of the music today, Business Friday. And what music is that, Matt? 'Cause you know what it's time for.
I do. If you want an immediate update. Everything about this movie, except how loud
Am I the only one who can control that?
it is. Yes, you're the only one who can control it. Turn that shit down.
Okay, here we go.
All right,
That was
I got.
loud.
Wait, before you get into it, I have an immediate update on the games. Are you ready for this?
Okay. Yeah, it's just so everyone knows, the March Madness Sweet 16 games are ongoing now. They are live now. Go ahead, Matt.
An immediate update. Microsoft, who
Whoa.
fell way behind to Apple Sucks searches early in the game, tried dropping a greenwash bomb by announcing the Open Data for Social Impact project. That's right. They announced that this week. They said the word social and impact
And
in
open.
the headline of the release. They're really, actually, one of the things that I noticed is they're hoping that you don't realize the data that they're using for the social impact data project is the stuff that they like creepily looked in your window at, like while you were like typing, and that pop up for like penis enlargement came up, and they're hoping you don't notice that that was what it was. But here's what Burton Davis at Microsoft had to say. He's getting in the game here, people.
Mm-hmm.
He had to say this when I interviewed him at halftime. Quote, "We believe in the limitless opportunities that open sharing and collaborating around data can create to draw out new insights, make better decisions, and improve efficiencies when tackling some of the world's most pressing challenges." He would have added, plus, we're here to win. Apple may suck, but they can suck on our corporate wokeness. He would have added that.
God.
But
who is Microsoft playing? Who are they playing?
They're playing Apple. It's head-to-head versus Apple.
Apple.
Microsoft is pulling away right now, and I'm not happy about it. This is bracket busting for me.
This is
so
a big.
I'm not happy about it.
This is a big. I mean, think about it. Microsoft versus Apple. I mean,
this week is actually characterized by the oldies versus the newies. We have Tesla versus GM. We have Microsoft and Apple. We have a bunch of stalwarts kind of facing each other. So more to come. This is the first update, first game of the day. It's going on live. Microsoft
Thanks for that.
fell behind, but it's coming back.
Thanks for that, Matt. Okay, I'm going to kill the music. I'm going to just say this. And then we can move on. All four of our final four teams are alive, still alive. And that's about it. There's really nothing exciting going on. That's it.
Ari is the one who's in the weakest position.
Ari's a little bit behind, but not really. We're all there. We're all there.
I thought I was going to win. I need Apple to come through.
You're still there. You're still there.
Snapchat blew up all the normies picks. So, which we were talking to Ari's husband last night. He was very disappointed that Snapchat was out. He could not really figure that out.
Well, he should get over it.
That was his winner.
But there'll be more updates to come as we go along. Let's jump into the show.
The two big, I just say the two big Sweet 16 matchups that are the most incredible to me, of course, Microsoft, Apple, but also Disney, Netflix. Who would have seen that coming? The two streaming giants. Amazing, amazing. All right.
Old versus new.
I love that you just called Disney a streaming giant.
They're not?
I mean, they are, but they also have a
they are
giant physical presence.
It's anti-gay versus anti-trans. So it's the battle of the antis.
That's a good. Well, the G comes before the T. Right? Well, no, but they're really
That's-
against LGBTQ. They're against all of them, right?
It's really all of them versus just the T.
Yeah.
All right, so Netflix with the win there. All right, let's get on to the show. Story of the week. Should I run the bell today, Emma? Because Emma's like 400 hours behind.
Yeah, run the bell.
I'm so excited.
It's daylight savings.
All right. Oh, story of the week, Damien. That's me. Okay, let's do this. I'll try to keep this quick. Mackenzie Scott, former spouse of Jeffrey Bezos, Uncle Hefe.
Co-founder of Amazon is what Scott Galloway
What?
calls her, and I love it. I love
Is
calling
that
her
true? That's true.
No, because she was the enabler. She's the one who actually made Jeff Bezos's life possible to like go hide in his garage and sell some books. I think
Why? But why is he putting that
all
on her?
the
Why is
wives
he
of
putting that on her?
founders should be
stop it.
called co-founders. That's what I
What?
think.
I don't-
All the
I don't-
spouses of
I don't
founders
appreciate
should be
that.
called co-founders.
Here at Free Flow Media. Yeah.
I
Two
don't like that,
cornies
Matt.
as co-founders.
You can't buzz me. Only Emma can buzz me,
I don't-
and she's 6 years
How do you know she
behind
didn't?
us right now
How do you know she didn't buzz you? All right.
because the volume was too low.
That's one story. That she gave about $4 billion over the last period, $12 billion so far to charity. Next big story. This headline says it all. Very concise. I like how it just says it. The SEC wants all public companies to report their carbon emissions.
Yeah.
Hats off to
Love
hats off
it.
to Fast Company because they're just telling you what's going on. Number 3 big story is just all the Disney stuff. Starting with this headline, Disney divided. CEO feuds and staff walkouts are rocking the House of Mouse.
House
We got a lot of crazy stuff happening at Disney over this period. Apologizing for a racist dance mocking Native Americans. Bob Iger, Bob Chapek fighting. Disney promising a listening tour because of its LGBTQ plus concerns. Disney
Is-
restoring a same-sex kiss in a movie.
Oof. Is
a
anything going
walk-
right for Disney right now?
No, employee walkout because they didn't seem to care about don't say gay. I mean, they clearly didn't care. What else is going on? That's enough. So that Disney's number 3 story. Number 4 story, just the companies, all the stuff going on in Russia, all the companies that have withdrawn, and all the companies that have refused to withdraw. So those are the 4 big stories that I tagged this week.
Why are
I
some
really-
companies refusing to withdraw?
A variety of reasons. All the fast food companies are saying that they have no control. They can't possibly because they're owned by franchise owners, and there's nothing they can do about it.
Delicious.
Nothing we can do about it. That's what they're saying.
cheeseburger.
And then there's other companies like the Coke Industries. They don't
Wait,
care.
didn't McDonald's
Yeah.
leave? Isn't that also a franchise?
They left, but
They
they
left, yeah,
only
Matt's
can,
right.
They can only leave the stores that McDonald's actually operates, so that McDonald's stops
the
operating their
headline
stores.
did not say that.
I know. Well, the headline
best-
was misleading. That's why you listen to Business Pants.
The 2 best headlines I thought were Burger King says it wants to shut in Russia, but Alexander Kolobov won't allow it. That's not a mysterious headline. And also, how about this one?
You're
Anonymous.
like, what? Who? Is he a star?
Yeah. Anonymous released 10 gigabytes database of Nestle. So one of the concerns was that they couldn't get out of their franchise contracts because unless it affected the brand. So I would
Doesn't
think,
affect Nestle.
well, but I would think weird anonymous hacker groups releasing your databases might affect your brand. But anyway, that's my 4th story.
I'm a little fascinated by listening tours. I really like Disney CEO promises a listening tour in response to LGBTQ plus concerns. Are the typical tour that they do screaming tours or talk at you tours, and this is like a different kind of tour? Are these actual tours, or do they
What
get a tour bus
tours
for them?
have they done?
Yeah, they couldn't
I-
be. Yeah, I don't. That's a good question, actually.
Oh,
they're,
I know what
yeah.
kind. Anti-union tours.
They do that. You're absolutely right.
With the Holocaust blankets.
Yeah, they do. They
That's
tore
Starbucks,
around
yeah,
Howard
right.
Schultz carrying
Yep.
blankets to hand
Yep.
out to 1 in 6 employees and say, this is like your health care.
You notice that corporations only seem to listen or tour around when they're either like trying to save face or they're trying to attack you. I remember when I used to work for S&P 500 company, the only time that H&R would ever pay attention was when they do a round of layoffs, and then they'd kind of like lean in and listen to make sure that we were okay, meaning that we wouldn't start throwing our like scat around. But
They seem
that's
so
when they only pay
scared.
attention.
Don't you feel so powerful when that happens?
Yeah, sure. I felt really powerful. Yes.
Yeah, there's
absolutely.
nothing more powerful than having an executive pretend to listen to you for 12 minutes.
Okay.
Story of
Anyone
the
want to vote
week.
on these stories? Yeah.
I
Go ahead,
I
Matt.
think the story of the week is the carbon emissions. I'm sorry. I don't care what everybody else says. Disney was a fun story. It's a continuing fun story. I think it's going to keep going. There's just a bomb of Disney stuff this week. Russia is going to be ongoing because Russia has basically started World War III. And Mackenzie Scott is also going to be ongoing as an example of how to like be a human. But the carbon emissions is like, I know we're in a 60-day comment period. They're going to water it down. If it happens anywhere close to the 524 pages of what they proposed, it is the greatest disclosure change since CEO pay ratio. What? Like, it's got to be the most impactful thing that can happen. Can it?
Well, I would
Isn't
say
it?
I would say since the all the pay overhaul of like what was that 2009?
Yeah. Unbelievable change. I'm all
yeah.
for that.
Yeah, I'm with you, but I'm not voting.
I
Ari?
wish I had gone first so I could vote for that. Don't just look like I'm copying that.
all
But
right,
when
you
I was at the
copy, Matt.
conference, this was the buzz. Everyone
No.
was talking about this.
Yeah. The real buzz is that are you vacuuming at your house, Ari?
They
I
are.
like to
Yeah.
multitask
Okay.
as a homemaker and a worker.
Are you a homemaker or are you home wrecker?
No,
Literally,
I make messes in the
I was
house.
gone this morning for like 1 hour from the office, and Ari said that she made a giant mess in the office because she thought she was going to have it free all day.
Yep. I walked in, stuff thing exploded, and then I had to run around and clean up after myself. Anyway,
Okay.
SEC.
Do we
Every-
dare
every-
ask Emma her thoughts? Let me ask Emma now.
Yeah, go ahead.
And keep talking until she catches up. So
No,
Emma's
because
thoughts
then
are
if you
coming.
keep talking, it's never
Here
gonna
are
it's
Emma's,
never gonna
no,
line
Emma's
up.
gonna start talking over me right
I'm
this
going
second.
for the SEC.
Okay.
Yay!
Full
See?
sweep.
See what I did
Uh,
there? I
yeah.
kept talking, and then Emma caught up. She could talk over me.
Roblox just hit a big 3 against Meta platforms. Just telling you.
Oh well, I do have an update. If we want to go to an update here,
Of course, yeah.
let's go to an update because it's the Roblox game is ongoing, and but Activision is playing Amazon today.
Yes.
Activision brought big guns to its fight to stay alive in this tourney. Amazon's a heavy favorite, but in a move everyone saw coming that's going to undermine Activision.
Yes.
Yesterday, another sexual harassment lawsuit was filed. Another one.
Oh.
And here's
You're
a quote
kidding.
from the woman who brought the lawsuit. Quote, excessive drinking and sexual advances made by her supervisors were explained away as leadership being nice and trying to be friends with her. This
I
is in
can't
the
handle
lawsuit
this.
from yesterday. Unfortunately for Activision, this is going to crush my bracket because here's Amazon's last 3 press releases just this week. Amazon launches employment support program for refugees.
Nice.
Amazon Music announces For Love and Country documentary, which examines country music
Love
through
and
the
Country.
lens of black artists.
Oh, come on.
What?
And Amazon commits $82 million to create more than 700 new affordable homes near its metro stations. That's right.
Wow.
Amazon
Okay.
with the trifecta of greenwashiness. There's
Yes,
a reason why
but
they're number one. That's the
that
update.
Activision news will certainly lead to maybe a stock price deflation, right? And maybe more Activision sucks, although it's hard to match up with Amazon sucks.
It's
so I don't
really
know.
Amazon sucks is still dominating. It's not looking close, and I'm
Yeah.
really upset about it. Activision, I thought you'd be putting press release after press release out about how you love women or
Right.
black people are awesome sauce, but not a single one. The last one they put out was about like some video game like sugar drink.
Thanks for the update, Matt. I will say before we move on to Ask Holies of the Week, follow our LinkedIn account, Free Float Media, because we actually just posted an article about Bobby Kotick's recommended book list.
It was an awesome. Yeah, it's a really good book list.
Yeah, I don't know where we got that
There's
article
a lot
from.
of reverse
but,
psychology that he's doing.
Yeah, yeah, I got to check that out because I'm kind of fascinated what the dude's reading.
That's one thing I noticed. He likes to read a book to learn the opposite lessons from it. Seems to be his thing.
Yeah, because where would he find the book that teaches that madness, right? I mean,
apparently there aren't a lot of books that are called sexually molest someone and call it just trying to be nice. That's not a book.
Become a billionaire. Yeah. Okay. Ask Holiest of the Week, Matt Mascari, take it away. Come on.
Woo-hoo! All right. You ready for your assholes of the week? Here they are. Number one, in no particular order. First up, billionaire philanthropists.
Okay.
If you read the Wikipedia page of just about every billionaire in the world, and we do, it starts roughly like this. XYZ philanthropist or XYZ billionaire, inevitably a man, generally white or oil built. XYZ is a businessman and philanthropist. That's how almost every Wikipedia billionaire, they all are philanthropists.
There's always a section down below. There's always a section.
Always.
And also highlighting the boards they sit on, like their charitable boards, like Boys or Girls Club, something like that.
Yes, exactly. They're always on some like charitable board. They're always doing philanthropy things. Their donations look mostly like this. XYZ built the XYZ Memorial Building dedicated to ridding the world of XYZ's least favorite thing. If you just insert a pet issue there, right? Like that is usually the way philanthropy looks. And this is basically philanthropic dick measuring. We all know that, which is why this headline makes you all look like the assholes of the universe. Mackenzie Scott just gave $3.9 billion to 465 nonprofits. Here's the full list. You see how that works, dicks? Mackenzie Scott, the co-founder and chief tolerance executive of Amazon, took $50 billion she earned by being Jeff Bezos's wife and enabler and immediately spent it on stuff that is good.
Okay. Well, she spent how much? But she still has 46 billion left. Is that what you're saying?
She has so much money left. She spent 12 billion.
Okay.
And she
still
still
38
has
billion left.
Like 48 billion left. There's some ridiculous amount.
Absurd. Okay.
But here's the thing that strikes me about it. There's no statues. There's no plaques. There's no quid pro quo. There's no long talks in the night with the nonprofits who are asking for her to stoke her amazing ego. No pledges.
I'll do that for free.
Yeah. There's no pledges. There's no vows. There's no dick measuring. There's literally just money that she has too much of, and she's happy to hand over to people who don't have enough. That's all it is. So billionaire philanthropists, stop being assholes and waiting to give your money to some pet cause that you think is amazing. Give it right now. That's it. That's that easy.
Mackenzie.
Like Mackenzie. Be Mackenzie.
Nice.
In fact,
why don't we have
I'm planning a line of t-shirts.
Yeah.
That is correct. I'm planning a line of t-shirts on the Etsy store. I'm announcing this now. If Damien could stop coming in and out of the feed, like he would be excited about this.
What's our host doing?
Our host can't figure out the internet, apparently. I expect on our Etsy store a line of t-shirts that say "Be like Mackenzie." Give away your money now. Don't wait until you're dead. That's what it will say.
This is really inspiring to go give away all my money, even though I don't have billions.
Now, remember, well, actually,
I'm keeping too much money. I'm keeping too much money.
I heard a stat. I heard an interesting idea, which is you should give away which is only possible if you're making like a good amount of money. But you should give away, in order to limit your consumption, give away after you pay for like your house or your rent or whatever, give away a dollar more than you spend every single year on all the other stuff. And it will limit how much like useless crap you buy, because you know at the end of the year you're going to write a check for like all of that plus $1.
Damn. Okay.
So
wow, Matt spends a lot of money.
yeah, well, call your husband up. All right, so that's asshole number 1 is billionaire philanthropist. Asshole number 2. Are you ready for asshole number 2? Now, is Damien back
ready?
permanently, or is...
I have no idea. Riverside dates him from 1, 2.
All right, number 2. Big food. That's the big food industry.
Big food.
We all talk about big tech. We rarely talk about big food, except to laugh at big food when it's trying to become like big deep fake food. Here's the headlines, plural, that triggered me this week. Keurig Dr. Pepper announces aspiration for net positive water impact by 2050.
Aspiration.
Oh
that's like an aim. It's an aim. And that's the second one we had this week. Aiming and I like this. Aspiring,
2050.
aiming.
I'm out.
2050 water impact net positive aspiration. It has all of my hate
the
words.
greenwashing.
It literally
has a listening tour. That sounds like a long listening tour.
And Nestle justifies staying in Russia as criticism mounts. That's the other one. Look.
Right.
First up, a mega conglomerate who makes its money by taking water, adding sugar or caffeine, which are basically drugs, to that water, and then reselling it to us for more, announcing an aspiration to save water. Here's an idea. Stop taking all the fucking water and putting sugar and caffeine in it. Sell a different thing.
Yeah, I agree, Matt. I think at this point, too, I don't even think we need Dr. Pepper. I think there's plenty of other soda going around. In fact, I don't even know anyone who orders it. So just give up. I think that's what you're saying, right? Just give up.
My husband's favorite soda.
I'm literally saying quit.
Well, he's from the South. Yeah.
No one needs soda anywhere. And if you didn't exist, you know what? There wouldn't be the water problem we have right now. And bonus round, no obesity problem either. Win-win.
So you're putting obesity squarely on the shoulders of Dr. Pepper. I like it.
And Coke and Pepsi. I want them all dead.
Oh,
okay. The second one is a mega corporation currently making money selling shit in a country that's busy bombing maternity wards and schools. It says it's justifying it by saying we need to sell baby formula to mothers. In a country bombing maternity wards and then saying we will use the proceeds from the baby formula we're selling to help the people in the bomb maternity wards and schools.
Okay, Matt, you're forgetting two important things. One, they promised they're not going to make any profits. So you should be done complaining. But two, Nestle has worked for many, many decades to convince women that they shouldn't be breastfeeding in the first place. So, like, they kind of have to sell it, right? They kind of have to follow up on their game, don't they?
Well, that is true, but
right. To be fair here.
I think actually what they've mastered is telling us, whether you're Keurig Dr. Pepper or Nestle, they've mastered telling us that they're necessary. Period.
Yes.
That before there were, like, when there were just farms and vegetables and goats and shit and like non-bottled water, you lived a shitty life.
Yes. Well, Nestle was famous for literally going on rafts in the Amazon and handing out free baby formula, right, to mothers, to nursing mothers, and telling them that their breast milk was bad and getting them hooked on it. Literal rafts, like out of like Gilligan's Island or something.
Oh
I can't think of an industry that is more assholey right now than what this industry is cooking up, which is to greenwash itself into being like net positive water. You know what's net fucking positive? No soda. Water. That's net positive.
Net positive water.
And simultaneously telling us.
What does that even mean? They're going to put more water back out than they're going to use? Is that what
I don't know. They're going to urinate all the soda out, clean the urine, and then put it back in a lake for you. I don't know.
Don't they have to double urinate? if they're going to be net positive? Don't they have to get like a one extra dropout for every 12 ounces?
Every drop that you
can?
drank. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like that's what they're
Confused by
doing.
that. All right.
So Big Food, you're my second asshole of the week nominee. My third asshole of the week and final asshole of the week nominee is climate change hand wringing. This one's really just for Hester Pierce. And everyone else, including like the Chamber of Commerce and all like Big Oil, all the people who are the Republicans in the U.S. Senate, anyone who's hemming and hawing about climate change or climate change disclosure, anyone who's complaining. Here is the headline. Bizarre heat wave strikes Arctic and Antarctica poles, raising them 50 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit above normal. 70 degrees above normal. 70.
That's crazy.
This is
Even
from
for
Hester's
even
dissent.
for Baltimore, that sounds bad.
Here's
That's
Hester's
crazy.
dissent, right? This is after saying executives won't mind disclosing climate change stuff since it takes away from their need to be held accountable for financial returns. There's some scenario in which she thinks executives like disclosing climate change to distract you from the fact that they suck at financials. There's some scenario in which she thinks that is a real thing. This is what she says, quote, who then might mind? This is all about how this is going to hurt investors. Who then might mind? Investors. And by investors, I mean real people who are saving for retirement and need to earn real financial, not psychic returns on their money. She
What's
basically is
psychic
saying
return? I want a
sea
psychic
level
return.
rise is psychic. It's just
Troll.
psychic.
Just a big
returns.
troll.
Zero, like she goes on to say, when executives focus less on financial metrics and more on other things, the financial performance of companies is likely to suffer. Moreover, the proposal does not grapple with the potential that retail investors who are essentially confined to public markets should expect to see lower returns over the long term. You know what causes lower returns? Zero fresh water. Because there's none left because of droughts.
Have fun in Nestle making money when there's no more water.
I don't see, but I don't know how are these metrics not related. But how are these metrics not related to financial metrics? That's the part that is a disconnect for me. I don't understand how, and I don't know how any metric is not related eventually to the financial metric in a corporation. I mean, isn't
What is her deal? Why does she want less information? I don't understand.
Well, come on. Stop.
70
it's political.
degrees. Those are my three. So my three.
She's using it as a political issue. She's using it as divisive political culture war issue. She doesn't care about anything else.
To do what? Like, what could be her end game?
She doesn't want to regulate corporations. She doesn't want to have any guardrails.
No regulation.
Plus, she's living a good life.
And then
she'll be dead before anything bad happens.
It's just
be a crypto mom.
Like, what is the end game?
That's true.
That's Emma's hot take yesterday was exactly, she's a crypto mom. That was it.
Yeah.
And in that voice too. That's my favorite Emma voice. She's a crypto mom.
Emma, why don't you vote first, Emma?
I have to, because I've been on the Hester Pierce train kind of all week. I have asshole loyalty towards Hester, so I am going to go with the climate change hand wringing. I did read all of her dissent years ago, and I was decently feel pretty strongly about the aspects of the first two, but I ultimately have to go with Hester.
And I just say, I'm gonna make mine short. I'm so with Emma. Very well said, Emma.
Thank you.
And not just because the story of the week is the SEC wanting all public companies to disclose their carbon emissions, but she is such a level of trolldom here. It'd be one thing if she put up a kind of a fair counter argument that kind of made sense to me, but she's just playing the role of an asshole. So
I love it.
So she fits in perfectly to this category. And to Matt, to your usual point, to back up your usual point, big food, billionaire philanthropists, they've been doing this for years, right? So this is a very special week of Hester Pierce trolling. So yeah, she's my vote too.
And Ari coming in.
I don't know if you guys know, but yesterday, or maybe it was 2 days ago, days go by so quickly, it was World Water Day. And I cannot begin to tell you how much I dislike soda companies, soft drink companies.
I like it.
I don't know why it's called Big Food. It really should be Big Beverage.
How much I dislike them. That's the way you're starting your vote.
And this just irks me so much. And I don't even know if they're the assholes here. I mean, they're in business because we keep buying their shit. But
You're blaming the consumer.
I'm not blaming the consumer. I'm
I think you are. You're blaming your husband, I think, for
I
buying
blame
all
the
that Dr.
consumer in a
Pepper.
past asshole of the week, so I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah. I really dislike him when he brings soda to the house, especially when it's Dr. Pepper, because I hate Dr. Pepper. If he brings Coke, I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll drink it. God, so good.
Oh,
You're
there
like,
it is.
You're like Emma with
There
the
it is.
iPhone. How dare you?
There
Yeah.
it is.
So anyway,
So you
I'm gonna
voting Big Food?
I'm going Big Food.
Well, I'm sorry to say, Ari, that as
I
much as
lost.
I enjoyed your vote there, you're a loser. The asshole of the week is climate
Hold on,
change hand wringing.
Before we move on,
Oh.
I just got something cross my desk here. A quick update. This looks pretty quick. There it is.
Now you can talk.
Here we go. After a walkout Tuesday by some Disney employees, while Ron DeSantis is he actually laid into Disney Corp as a, quote, woke corporation that should stop teaching its, quote, fifth key to success, which is inclusion. Can you imagine saying don't teach inclusion? That's what Ron DeSantis just did. Like, don't bother with that. Disney has apologized for the racist high school dancers at its park, and it looks like it's still not enough. Netflix is dominating in what may be a massive bracket-busting upset. Netflix,
Wait, what? How are they dominating?
The Netflix sucks.
Yeah, somebody check those scores.
Netflix sucks is way outpacing Disney.
Oh,
and
it's
Netflix,
because of the no sharing password thing, huh?
Netflix stock with the no sharing password is down nearly 2% for the week. Where it's not looking good for Disney. Disney's actually up today and up slightly for the week, despite the racism. This is really bad for Disney. It's not nearly sad enough. Netflix is looking like they're going to crush Disney.
Maybe it's an anti-woke. Maybe it's an anti-woke play. Maybe the anti-woke investors are going big in on Disney.
I'm just saying it's looking all over. It's looking all over for Disney, and it's a little too early to call, but it's looking all over.
Team, we gotta get to Twitter. We gotta sync them.
Can I just say to back up Ari's point that I now see Netflix as kind of like the Dr. Pepper in my life, because I almost feel like it's like too much content now. Like it's too much. It's too much. It's like I don't know what they're trying to do to the world. I mean, they're just trying to put us all into a passive stupor. But they're now the Dr. Peps. They're now the Dr. Pepper of everything. Yeah, go ahead.
I've already disabled this, but you know the auto trailer play thingy?
Yeah.
God, that is the worst thing ever. I hated them for it.
I just think all of it is, there's like things about like vegan restaurant owners. I just think it's enough. It's enough.
You know the play random thing?
You people just like, if you didn't actually have a television, you wouldn't watch Netflix that much.
I agree.
I can't get it on my computer or my phone.
Kyle owns all the televisions in my house.
I mean, you can get it on your computer and your phone, but try watching Netflix on your phone or your computer and like being comfortable with it. Like it's just
that's how my children do it. They love it. All right.
Wow.
Block the ISP. Block it. Block it.
So climate change hand wringing as for the week. Let's move on to goodliest of the week, featuring the goodliest of us. Although I always feel ashamed a little bit because Ari starts to get into complain mode as the show goes on. And she's like railing against.
Start with her. You want to start with
Big Food, she's railing against Netflix.
Pepper?
So let's get back into your real mode, Ari.
Wait a minute. She was railing against her husband.
I know, but I'm going to rail against.
I knew I should have stuck up for the billionaires who are philanthropists. I knew I should have.
You know what it is? Maybe the data queen. Maybe what it is that she always has a smile on her face, and I'm assuming there's a positive person inside, but maybe the smile is masking. Her inside.
It's getting deep.
That's too much work.
Go ahead, Ari.
Now,
goodliest of the week. Come on.
Dude, there were so many good things this week. I couldn't just pick three.
This is the Ari I love. Yes, so many good things.
There are 4, and
I'm constantly depressed.
This first story is inspired by one of our clients who I was talking to from Ireland. Guinness is going green, and not just for St. Patty's Day.
Okay.
Are you excited? Do I have you?
That's
Matt does
Guinness with
not
two
know.
N's?
He doesn't
Yeah,
care.
Guinness beer. Yeah. No, let's hear it.
Guinness. The Irish brewery is launching an agricultural program to make its stouts more sustainable. They're working with Irish
Finally?
farms. Sure. They're working with Irish farms to launch a pilot regenerative. Thank you.
Don't, Matt,
Yeah, well-
let
Agricultural
her. It's
project.
funnier if she stumbles.
But they're bringing in soil management experts and crop production experts to help with soil and using soil to trap carbon before CO2 gets released into the atmosphere. So I think that's really great. What's not to love about a more sustainable beer? Am I right?
Uh,
Oh, the
Just
alcoholism.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're upset at Dr. Pepper, but you're not upset about a beer company.
What?
What? Okay, all right,
Let
fair
her
enough.
have.
Fair
I'll
enough.
let you have your moment.
I
I'll
mean,
wait till the end to make
think
you feel
about
bad
it.
about all these things.
Back in the day, people,
Yeah.
this was the drink of choice because it was safer than water. Soda was never really
Right.
needed.
This is true. Mead
Right?
was it. Yeah, true.
Okay.
Number 2,
Yeah.
and I expect a lot of pushback here. Airbnb really got me this week.
In the March Sadness tour, currently, I think they lost in the first round, though, didn't they?
This is
Yeah, they did.
Listen,
Go
I
ahead.
don't really think it's greenwashing anymore. So at the beginning of March, they started their social media campaign where people could book rooms in cities in Ukraine in order to give money to the hosts. All right. So that first week, 434,000 nights of rooms were booked. They were reserved, and $15 million was raised for these hosts or by these hosts. That was the beginning of March. In the last 2 weeks, $5.2 million was raised from 59,000 small donors from 92 countries. And it all went to the Airbnb nonprofit wing that they apparently have. I didn't even know they had. But that's not all. Airbnb raised $17 million from its employees and their founders, biggest chunk coming from the founders, to help fund the cost of lodging, food, and other necessities that hosts that have opened up their homes, their Airbnb homes, to refugees, like their expenses. Like, come on, that's a lot of things.
Airbnb's founder, Brian Chesky, is worth
Yeah.
$11 billion. And he couldn't Mackenzie Scott Ukrainian refugees. He couldn't come up with more than like pocket fluff.
And I'm not even going to mention the article I read in the Guardian. I think
Tell me.
today
Uh-huh.
that there's a city a city in Basque Country in France that is restricting Airbnb. One of the reasons being that people who are victims of domestic violence can't even find short-term rentals because of the effect of Airbnb on the local market. I'm just saying it just happens to be an article I read just today. I'm
Look,
just saying.
I mean, good. It's good. It's good though. This is the good Airbnb can be good. Leah.
Don't pity good. Don't pity good it.
It's fine. Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Like, this is horrible. All right.
I
Well,
gooded.
here, this
How dare
really
you.
good headline that Matt's totally gonna like. Weed
'Cause I picked.
legislation bill officially
Yeah.
scheduled for the House floor next week. This
Oh,
will be the second
do they think it's going to
time.
pass? Do they think
Yes,
it's going to
they
pass?
do.
Okay.
It has passed before. It passed at the end of 2020. However, it failed in the Senate. It was Republican controlled. But now they expect to pass both chambers. It's the MORE Act, Marijuana Opportunity Reinvestment and
That's the best they could do. More.
MORE,
more.
MORE Act. So it
They
would
could've done
remove
better.
weed from federally controlled substance and help promote social equity. Now, my question is, does that just mean that the prison cell opens up for everybody in there that was,
One would wish. One would hope.
I don't know.
Actually, my bigger wish is that we get called whenever Congress needs an act with an acronym that
Yes.
makes sense. I want to
Yeah.
be the acronym writer. I want to like
Yeah,
think
'cause
of
you
the
have-
7 words.
You would be good at that.
You're legalizing weed, and the best you come up with is more. I mean, think of
mean-
all the incredible puns and jokes we could create here. I mean, more. Come on.
It's because people want more food when they consume
No,
it.
I mean, like, I think it should have been the Jonesing Act or the. I mean, like, you have to go a little bit offbeat.
We'll think about it.
But
Here's
we'll
what
have
you
a
have
think.
to-
We'll come back.
We'll
Here's
make-
what you
we'll
have to
do-
look forward to.
It has to be an inside joke to people that smoke or
Here's what the country
consume
has to look forward
edibles.
to, because it happens right here in my own city. Is that there will now be a weed store. Every third store is now going to be a weed store. This is what you have to
And
Oh,
look
it's
how-
forward
currently a
feel about
liquor
it?
store.
Interesting.
difference.
Interesting.
to. Ari,
Wait,
before
last-
we do you want to
I
yeah
know,
do you want to do your
please.
last one? You skipped over your top story here for some reason.
Yeah, because it is the best one. So
Oh, okay. Oh, she's leading the jury.
I
here.
know.
That's
You
it.
can't tell
Oh,
us
yep.
what's best.
Yeah.
Everybody will agree. Finally, Ketanji Brown Jackson's confirmation hearings are over. Have you been
Right.
paying attention?
Unfortunately, I have.
That
So you're
woman-
happy it's over because you're anti her, right?
No, it
No.
was so cringeworthy.
Yeah.
I mean, to just listen to some of the questions that she had to sit there and answer, and she did it so beautifully. And remember the Kavanaugh hearing? Oh my
Yeah.
God, I love beer. Like,
Right. Well, equally cringeworthy, I'm sure, from the other side of the political spectrum. I mean, it's just all political theater at this point, right? I think that
yeah. It's
But
the
there
right would say the
is-
same thing last time.
There is
Well-
something. She proves a point that you made, Damien, when
Yes.
you were writing like actual research and not whatever we call what we do. When you wrote a paper, you
Yeah.
actually were it was the first research paper that ever got released that did this. You looked through the bios of every director that we could get our
Right.
hands on, and you looked for keywords around whether they were PhDs and like MBAs and like all their education, and you found that women were eminently more educated and more qualified
doubt.
for their jobs than all of their male counterparts. She is living proof because it's already been stated she will be, on paper, the most qualified person to ever sit on the Supreme
Right.
Court, more than every one of the jackasses who are currently
Mhm.
on the Supreme Court. She's coming in.
That's all
Coming
it
in
took.
hotter than everybody
That's
else.
all
and
it took.
all she had
All
to
it
do
took was
be-
everything.
all she had to do was be incredibly perfect
At
to be a
everything.
black woman to even be considered for the
gosh.
Supreme Court. So
everything.
congratulations to
So,
her.
Anyway.
So what are you
it is
supporting there,
expected-
Ari? You're
It's
yeah,
she's
you're
expected
supporting-
to be confirmed.
Yes.
okay.
she
So
is.
you're
It came out
you're,
this morning because Joe
What's
Manchin,
good?
who holds his
It's good that it's over.
hostage.
It's good that she's expected to be confirmed and there's no more cringeworthy
Oh,
confirmation.
okay.
hearings,
Okay. It's
right?
good that the cringe is over. Got it. Who wants to go first? Emma, you go first.
I think that it is absolutely Judge Brown Jackson. I think in second place is marijuana legalization, but I Ari and how they're going to hand the drug possession charges for people that are currently in to see how they follow up on that.
As usual, Emma is right. Mostly because this is just too easy. I mean, Airbnb. I mean, that you're like the Hester
Dude.
Pierce of this show. I mean, give me a break with Airbnb.
Trolling
And
you.
It was so good. Did you
Guinness
hear how
going
many
green.
people gave money?
Tax
no,
write-off,
stop
Ari.
it. Stop it. I live in a city that Airbnb is currently ruining, Ari, making the real estate market out of
God.
control for even people who teach classes like in a local school. So you're just crazy. But Guinness going green. I mean, you just got greenwashed by a stupid beer company on St. Patrick's Day. That is the stupidest story. Come on, stop it. Get over it. But yeah, you
I
got
should've
the
just
easy
bought
dunk
three
there with
forwards.
Ketanji Brown Jackson. It's an
Yeah.
easy dunk.
I'm
The
telling
person
you.
guarding you fell down, but still, it's a good story. I like it.
News just broke, having nothing to do with March Sadness. This
Wait.
news is
Oh.
Joe Manchin backs Jackson as
Yeah.
Democrats unite behind the confirmation.
Is no
Is he a
one
Democrat
listening
still?
to me? Is no
Joe-
one listening
well, that's-
to me?
But
I
but
already
that's
said it.
I
But no,
said
you
it.
said they expected
Play
to be
back.
confirmed, but Manchin
Because
just
Joe
announced.
Manchin.
Well, you didn't say that. I'm just
Play
saying.
back.
I'm just showing you. I'm just
Play the
showing you.
tape
See,
back.
look. See, look, Manchin.
Dude, I
I
already
said
said it,
Manchin.
Matt.
All right. I will celebrate the confirmation when it happens. So next
Ooh,
week,
I
that's
like
the
it.
story of the week. This week, the story
I like
Already
is
leading
weed.
us.
taking control. What's the story of the
It
week?
is weed is the story this week,
Oh,
and
you
the
mean the
markets
bill that
agree with
hasn't
me.
passed yet?
The markets agree
Exactly.
with me because all the weed stocks shot through the roof this week with the expectation that that's going to get passed. There's finally some momentum around it. We might have dual, expected best of the weeks next week if weed passes and Ketanji Brown Jackson is confirmed. It's going to be hard next week.
Thank you, Ari. The winner is not weed. It's Ketanji Brown Jackson. Moving on to Emma, and fair warning to everybody. Let's just let Emma talk. Let's not because she's on planet Mars, so maybe we should just let her have the platform.
She's on the Janet Jackson feed delay. We're on the live feed.
Yeah. So this is the Emma. Okay, Emma lurking with the problematicaliest, irritating thing.
No.
Irritating us the week. It's been like 6 months. Yes, he is. He's trolling
Okay.
on purpose. Just all right, Emma, take it away.
I'm
Take
reading.
us
No, I'm
away.
reading the head. I'm reading the headline of the document. You
Take
have
it-
control
take-
over
take it
editing the
away.
document. Emma.
Take it away. Go, Emma. Don't listen to Damien steamroll us.
Oh, she did. She just deleted something.
Number one. Matt a little bit here, but it is ever so slightly different.
My first irritatingest headline of the week is Mackenzie Scott tallies her donations so far. $12 billion goes to 1,257 groups. So turns out that donating your money, like Matt said, is just not that hard. She promised in 2019 to give away her entire fortune, and she has already given away 12 million or so in about 2-ish years. And she's still worth the billion. And she is worth about $49.5 billion for whoever was asking for that.
Ooh.
Yeah, so she's worth about 50 million. But you know what makes this doubly irritating?
Billion.
That she's making it look easy to donate.
You know
what she's using?
her donor advised funds. She doesn't have to file disclosure to donate the money at all. However, she did about this concerning the fact transparent by promise website that would include a searchable database of gifts. I will believe it when I see it. So the reasons for irritation.
Well,
how irritating it is
to donate money and people don't do it, and two, our humane billionaire through a donor advised
human.
fund. Very annoying.
I like that. Our human billionaire.
Wait, what do you mean she doesn't even have to donate the money?
Donor advised funds are structured such that you give a bunch of money. Yeah.
Matt, don't do
Yeah,
it.
you just
I gotta let Emma do it.
This is
money to a financial advisor, and it's like a specific account that you can put it in where it doesn't get taxed, and it can just,
and you don't actually have to donate it
to anything. You can eventually just take it out, and it'll
be your money again.
So that is how she
her funds, which is very irritating.
Sick
Maneuver used by people
try.
Huh.
That's it. All right. 2.
CE.
Yeah.
Kids until USC,
Harvard, Stanford tries to delay 15-month prison sentence.
Ooh.
This one is probably only mildly irritating on the surface, but I think some of the details might clinch. This particular guy paid more than $1.2 million to buy his 3 children's acceptances into elite schools, and then falsely right off. $220,000 went to USC, then $1 million for his twins and Stanford, respectively. My question is also,
no
I
twin
don't.
discount. Oh,
Yeah, no, it was a twin double.
they didn't
was
go to
a-
the same
yeah,
school.
I don't know
That
why
was-
they were
that's
worth-
on him.
awaiting his conviction, and his
Lawyers are
debatable whether or not he committed bribery.
I hate to break
definitely did.
His lawyers, the final super irritating but minor fact, his lawyers, oh my God.
What does that say?
It said
says
who?
His lo- His lawyer said it's
Not one, but two
two Kennedys who have
known him for years in his port on Cape Cod. And that is what the defense is currently using to appeal his case.
he has no prison
date.
Too many pronouns.
all very annoying.
It's
Who?
John Wilson Staples. Oh, never mind. I
Yes,
clicked on the
it
article.
is the C children's way into college. That is who.
John
What?
Wilson.
What? That's who it is. But who is he? Name him.
He's the
Oh,
ex-CEO of
he is-
Staples.
He's a
CEO of a private company. He's that's it. John
Okay.
Wilson.
Is that a,
His name's literally the
Sure.
most basic name you can pause.
Screw you, John.
and fine
Irritating of the week is
settlements.
there are two headlines to go along with this one.
Settlements this week. Headline number one:
Mhm.
Google settled a case that could have four over anti-union planning docs.
and number two,
Elon Musk won't be let off
the hook for
Twitter monitoring the
SEC. So, and
You might want to kill me.
but
Settling
is stupid and annoying, and I don't like it. Elon settled with the SEC
for illegally
manipulating stock price
and Google
illegal fees for
for
labor.
organizing.
I'm
On consequences. Google was actively
union
out of trouble. Elon Musk already paid his way out of trouble, and he's
still unhappy and wants more freedom.
I'm irritated with settlements. I think
I don't know how to abolish settlements, but
I would do it
if I could. Options for irritating is the week.
Well, can you put number 4? Can number 4 be Emma's delay?
I
Can that
knew
be
that
one
was.
of
Yeah.
the
I knew
irritating
you were gonna
stories?
say.
Oh,
delay
Dan.
was number
Making
four.
I feel
All
like
right.
I have a.
joke
I feel like every
week.
time Emma talks now, I develop a bit of like performer's diarrhea. Is that a thing?
I don't even know what that is.
All right, so the 3 most irritating stories of the week: Mackenzie Scott.
first.
We all, Matt, Damien, Emma, all had Mackenzie Scott on their list. The CEO, who was basically
'Cause I'm
nameless,
just chopped liver.
bribing kids. Did you have Mackenzie Scott on your list too?
No, but you said we all did.
Yeah, I said we
didn't.
all, and then I named the people. So get over yourself. Number 2, the CEO who bribed his kids into schools and settlements. Matt, you go first. Come on,
No, Ari wants to go first. She has
Ari,
immediate things to say.
do it.
Okay, so the consequences thing, I get it, but are they paying money? Like, how much is it?
Don't
enough?
ask her questions. Don't
I'm
make her
not.
talk.
These are just things that went on in my head while I was listening.
Okay, okay, I like that. Yeah.
Number 2, the guy who tried to write off
Yeah, the
his
guy.
bribe.
Yeah,
the
him.
CEO
he,
of
his,
past
him.
former executive Staples.
former executive, CEO.
That's
he.
amazing. Mackenzie Scott, as long as she's donating the money and not just letting it sit there and then taking it back, which I'm sure she's not, I don't mind it. So I'm gonna go with the CEO.
Him.
Okay.
Crazy.
Ari
Him
with
for the
him.
win.
I'm with him.
It's a
Look,
shame that Emma didn't get the memo that we're a naming and shaming kind of organization. So I'm sad that Emma
John
didn't take
Wilson.
the opportunity to name
Wilson.
and shame.
Speaking of naming and shaming, as you name and shame Emma for not naming and shaming John Wilson.
Thank you
I
for
have an
someone picking
update.
up
I
on
have
that.
the last March
oh.
Sadness update. It's the last one coming in.
Oh.
It's the last update for today.
Wait,
Where's the music?
yes.
There it is. In news that will shock no one,
Uh-oh.
Meta Facebook Zuckerberg is demolishing Roblox.
No.
Of course.
Yes,
I'm
the
shocked.
Facebook sucks is unbelievably crushing Roblox. And the announcement that Facebook just made of an $800 million data center in Kansas City, Missouri was bold, considering that Missouri still hasn't banned discrimination of LGBTQ, and Kansas, which Kansas City is actually right next to, Banned transgender athletes from women's sports. So forget greenwashing. Facebook doesn't even need it to destroy Roblox. When asked for a comment, I got this quick comment from Sheryl Sandberg. She said, quote, "Lean in, Roblox." Zing. She nailed it.
Nice.
She's all up in Roblox's business. That was it. That's our last update. It looks like we should not expect Roblox to get out of this round.
So you're saying that it was the Kansas City in Kansas, right? Not the Kansas City in Missouri. That's what you're saying?
I don't
No.
actually know. It's Kansas City.
I only said that because I wanted to see if Ari's mind blew because you didn't know that there's actually 2 Kansas Cities across the river from each other in 2 different states.
Are there really?
And that
two?
the one
I knew
that the one we refer to
I thought
usually is Kansas City,
is
Missouri.
not in Kansas. Exactly.
Right.
I knew that
Yeah. Okay.
much, Damien. God, I go
Now
on
this
road
show
trips.
really got
I
extra
drive
level
through-
boring.
I drive through flyover country.
How
Wow.
dare you?
All right, so
I'm
Someone
going to vote
buzz
next.
me?
I
That's
haven't
up to
voted
Emma.
yet. You want to vote first? You
Yeah,
vote.
let me vote next because mine's quick. I think Ari is wrong, as usual. Mackenzie Scott, easy vote for me. Mackenzie Scott. I'm like sick of her PR team. Really, she gets so much weird credit for this. She's still sitting on $50 billion, as Emma points out. Well, she's kind of doing this shady donor advised fund thing. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of her PR.
No.
Just donate it.
Look at you complaining
no.
about
Donate it
people
and shut up.
donating large sums
Just
of
shut up.
money.
Irritating us.
Why does she have the large amount of money in the first place?
Went to Damien and Emma for choosing Mackenzie Scott. Mackenzie Scott is doing what every other billionaire does, except that she's actually donating the money, and you're irritated that she's not transparent enough. She doesn't have to give any of it away.
No, I'm irritated
You're
that she has it in
annoyed
the first
about
place.
how clear she is about giving it away. She's given away $12 billion already, and she's
Give it all away.
named
Give it
12
all away.
1,200 organizations that have
I don't
gotten
care.
it.
And
Give
she
it away.
started not being transparent
Stop.
about it because she started donating without saying, "Hey, I'm donating," because she was getting
Yes.
shit for
Stop.
being like, "Oh, stop."
Stop praising a
stop
person who's still worth
publicizing
$50
yourself.
billion. It's nonsense.
Ari
care.
is correct.
It's nonsense.
Ari is correct. You are all wrong for even being irritated about it. The correct
Absolute
answer is
nonsense.
Ari's answer, which is a CEO, him,
Who will
shall
be
not be named,
nameless.
who will remain
He,
nameless,
him, his.
trying to write off his bribe
Oh,
has to be the most
dumb are his
irritating
kids?
thing you
Come
can
they can't
do.
get into school on their own.
I mean, you're irritated at a woman who basically got her billions and said she's going to give it all away, and a guy who basically
She's not giving it
stole
all away.
He stole his millions as a private equity executive, effectively from other companies. He took millions from other companies, and then he used it to bribe a school to get his kids into. And he stole it from the U.S. government by trying to write it off from taxes. That's not the most irritating thing?
I didn't say I wasn't irritated at him, too. I'm just sick of billionaires getting credit for their philanthropy. It's nauseating. They're caused the social ills to begin with. They're causing the problems.
She didn't do it. She's not the billionaire who did it. Jeff
She
Bezos
is the billionaire.
No,
What, you just told me that she was a co-founder of Amazon, that she aided and abetted Bezos.
I'm sorry. Jeff Bezos, who was the other co-founder, what he's doing with his billions of dollars is making space dildos.
Far worse.
That's
far
what
worse.
he's doing.
Yeah.
And you are basically holding her to a higher standard, like everyone holds women to a higher standard. You are holding her to a higher standard than every other billionaire. You're basically saying, oh, if she uses donor advised funds, then she is bad, like other billionaires.
I actually don't care about
all of them do.
I actually don't care about that much of the
away.
story. Yeah, I actually don't care as much about that part of the story. It's an interesting footnote. I just care about the fact that billionaires not only put us in this hole, but now they're determining who gets to get help, and it's nauseating.
Uncle Hefe put us in the hole. She enabled him to put us in the hole, but she is not the reason. The CEO who writes off a bribe, that is definitely irritating.
Notice how passionately Matt is fighting me when his number one asshole of the week was billionaire philanthropist. I'm just jumping onto that bandwagon. I hate billionaire philanthropists.
Mackenzie Scott as an example of why other billionaire philanthropists are the asshole of the week.
She's keeping $50 billion for her lavish lifestyle, so screw her. Moving on. The winner is The winner is the CEO
Yes.
who
that is
bribed
correct.
kids into USC, Harvard. Why is it always USC? USC is like a big bribe school.
It's a big
I don't
rowing
understand that.
school.
Yeah. All right. Wrapping up, because I do have a bit of performer's diarrhea. Who won the week? Anyone want to weigh in here? I have an
can.
answer. If you guys want to think about your answer, yeah, go ahead, Emma. Go ahead, Emma.
All right. I have 3 winners this week. Winner number 1,
Ooh.
T, for a headline we have not.
Yeah.
We did actually discuss it in the week we haven't talked about on the show yet. Headline is rapper Pusha T says he helped McDonald's coin "I'm loving it" jingle, slamming Filet-O-Fish in a diss track for art. Pusha T
I love
is
that
winning
one.
this week.
Yeah, that's a winner.
They
It's a
barely
winner.
got paid for it. It's a great one. And then Judge Brown Jackson is winning this week.
No.
Bonus
have more than one
winner.
No.
A third bonus.
Is Seattle Pride. Seattle Pride, a headline we haven't covered, is that Seattle Pride booted sponsors because of its donation record of donating to anti-LGBT politicians. And so I thought that Seattle Pride is also winning.
I got one for you, Emma. What about the Orlando Pride, the women's professional soccer team in Orlando, Florida, who would not let a fan member display a banner because it had the word gay on it?
What?
Okay, but they're not going to win the week. Moving on.
They didn't win
Yeah,
the week.
because they were protesting the "Don't Say Gay" bill in Florida, but the Orlando Pride made them take the banner down because they thought it was political and it had the word "gay" on it. It's confusing. The
Oh,
world's still
that's
confusing.
horrible.
This is the Orlando Pride, people. Orlando
Very
Pride.
confusing.
All right. My winner for the week is actually Matt.
Yeah.
And why is that? Because he spelled Hester Pierce's name correctly. I'm amazed. It's because you would think it's Pierce, but he nailed it. It is actually Peirice. I'm impressed.
I thought it was
Actually-
So Matt is winning
PRYNN.
for Google.
Nope, that's a character from the Scarlet Letter.
Well, I'm just gonna double on that because my winner of the week is Hester Pierce for incorrectly spelling her name.
Wait, is that true?
P-I-R-C-E
Are you trolling me?
instead
Never
of
written.
P-I-E-R-C-E. No, it's written down. I wrote it
That's
down.
incredible.
My
That's
winner of the
bizarre.
week.
Bizarre
That's
and
my
incredible.
winner.
Bizarre and incredible. Ari, do you have a winner?
Yes, I do. It is Judge Brown Jackson's sigh when answering a question from Ted
Ah.
Cruz.
I like
He
it.
asked
Well, we have a
her,
tie. Yeah.
"Do you think babies are racist?" And she said, "Senator."
What he said, he actually
Long
asked that
pause.
question. He asked if he thought
I
if she
like-
thought babies were racist.
A version of that question, yeah.
Well, his
'Cause he was
babies, I'm
questioning
sure.
the book Anti-Racist Baby,
Anti-racist baby.
which,
Oh my God.
funnily enough,
Which she obviously
is
did
in
not
this house
write.
somewhere.
Yeah, we have that
Yeah.
book.
Okay, so I guess we kind of have a tie for who won the week. It's some combination of hopefully the next Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson and Hester Pierce of all people. Some weird tie in there. Predictions.
Wow.
I'll lead us off as I see people currently writing their predictions. So I will start. I think that Disney makes a major diversity greenwash hire as its ESG pittance for all of its shit it's in. Because this is what usually happens: is that we either get a woman or a black person, maybe even a Latino. Although corporations
Well,
don't
now
seem to
they
like
need
to
a
hire.
gay person.
They don't seem to. Well, this is a twist, Ari, because we don't get corporations. There are two things they don't like to do. They don't like to hire Latinos and Latinas in their leadership. They're against that for whatever reason. And if they have a gay person, we don't know about it. Like we're not allowed to, unless your name is Tim Cook. We're really not allowed to know about it. So that's a good question, Ari. Maybe they'll do something outlandish and hire an out executive.
That would be
Wouldn't
the way to do it.
something?
That
But
would
it
be
has
the
to-
way.
But I'm guessing it'll be a woman and or a person of color because that's usually how this game works. Is that you really push in on this weird ESG pittance apology. That's my vote there. That's my prediction. Anyone else?
Ari, you got a prediction?
I don't. I always
Ugh.
forget about that.
Name
part.
Emma. Emma, bring your prediction. It's short and sweet.
Weed will be
Illegal. I'm manifesting it.
Yay.
There you
Isn't it
go.
already
That's
That's
the
the
New
prediction.
York is so
I need it to just
be
Yeah.
done.
I hate to ask Emma a question, but isn't New York doing something kind of cool where the people who have been convicted for marijuana possession in the past are like on top of the list of people who are going to be able to open up? I thought that was super
Correct.
badass. I like that.
Yes, that
That's cool.
Yeah, who top of the list of people who can apply for licenses to open
Yes.
recreational weed selling. Yeah.
that is correct.
Yeah,
I think that's built off
I
of the
would-
Connecticut bill.
Okay, I like that. That's
Connecticut
cool.
bill did that first,
Yay, go
I
us.
mean, as of right,
I
weed is
believe.
being sold
New
in
York dispensaries.
you're actually buying digital art, and then you get weed. That is what is happening.
Of course, sure. Like it was ever hard to find weed in New York City. That's my actual statement. Okay,
It's very easy
Matt,
now.
Here's my
predictions.
prediction. The last prediction of the week. Hester Pierce changes her name to Hester Pierce.
Really
That is
going-
my prediction.
Really doubling down, tripling down, quadrupling down.
I know she won and lost and won, and I predict she wins again.
The good news is that we have add Hester Pierce to our roster of she's like kind of the next Joey Romeo of this show. We're not gonna let
I
go of
wish
Hester
they would
Pierce.
get married. I wish
Yeah.
that the two of them would just get married.
That's
That
the
is
long-winded Friday
our
show.
That is our incredibly long show. If you are still here and or awake, we are Free Float Media. That is Ari the Data Queen, Emma Lurks, and Damian Rollis. I am Hester Pierce's id. If you like this, come back next week for Business Nuggets all week long. I think next week we start bringing in some more special guests. We have next week is the first, right? We got I think we can say it now. Andrew Drost is joining us next week, I believe, and he is mind-blowingly expert. He spent years actually placing board members. And now he's working in engagement. He's a super smart guy. He's going to be with us next week to play the good game. Otherwise, stay tuned
Sweet.
next week for more stuff. Goodbye.